Officially, Feuchtwangen has 12,000 inhabitants, but that figure is for the whole municipality, which comprises 87 separate settlements. The actual town of Feuchtwangen itself has a population of about half that. It lies on the Romantic Road, just a few miles from the more famous Rothenburg ob der Tauber. Feuchtwangen is much smaller, but a good alternative for those who prefer to stay away from the more obvious tourist destinations. The marketplace was described by one art historian as Franconia's ballroom. The 18th century fountain features Minerva, goddess of wisdom, trade and art, and also it features the coats of arms of Württemberg, the margraves of Ansbach, and Feuchtwangen. The town's name incidentally means a field surrounded by poplars. Feuchtwangen's history began with the founding of a Benedictine monastery in the 9th century. It is now the Collegiate Church. The Romanesque cloisters still exist, but in the summer are closed off and used as an open-air theatre. Right next to the Collegiate Church is St. John's Parish Church. There was a chapel next to St. John's where the bones of the deceased were kept. In 1565 it was replaced by this barn, which has since been converted into a guild hall. The Schranne was a place for traders to meet, but now houses a collection of historic fire engines. Feuchtwangen was a free imperial city, and it became very rich, but what this meant was that successive Kaisers pledged it in order to pay off debts, putting it at the mercy of various local princes. When it was pledged to the Burgraviate of Nuremberg in 1376, the citizens were unable to raise the money to buy back its freedom. A little later, a wall was built to protect the town, but was mostly dismantled in the relatively peaceful 19th century. Of the 3 original gates, only this one remains. A narrow alleyway leading from the marketplace has 2 possible histories. One is that it was the route for farmers on their way to church, bearing rosemary to keep them awake during the long sermons, hence the modern name Rosemary Alley. Another is that in the days before indoor plumbing, this is where the townsfolk relieved themselves. Thankfully, times have changed since then.